Hey champs, got some TF2 gameplay here. It's gonna be playing in the background. Double cross, sniper. Eventually I turn into heavy at one point in the match, but today I wanted to talk about something that I don't really see people talking about all that much, and that is crafting hats. I love crafting hats. You know, using the craft option, the craft mechanic in TF2. Nobody really talks about it much anymore. But it is still a thing. They did not remove it. I made sure. It is still something you can do in 2024. And for those who don't know, I'll make it real simple. If you have 3 refined metal in your backpack right now, you can craft a random hat that was added pre-gunmetal. There are a few hats that you might get that were post-gunmetal, but all the hats are cosmetics that have grades to them or were unlocked in the update cases. They are off the table. However, you will still have access to years and years worth of hats through crafting. It is a great mechanic, and I really wanted to sing my praises for this. There are a number of reasons as to why I personally prefer crafting over the more common gambling methods, so to say. Unboxing cases, unboxing crates, whatever. I much prefer crafting hats. I want to start with a very obvious reason as to why, first of all. That is the cost. You see, if you know where to go, you can buy refined metal for extremely cheap. Sometimes about 5 cents. 5 cents per metal. Which means per hat, you can get them for like 15 cents. As opposed to a key, which a key is like $2.50. I mean, you could probably go and whittle that down to maybe $1.80 if you know what you're doing in these same sort of external sites like Marketplace TF or whatever. But that's nowhere near, like, even close. These two prices are completely different from each other. And although, yes, you can't get unusuals, you might be saying, well, that means that you can't really make a return. You can't really make a profit off of this. No craft hat that you're going to be able to get is going to be able to be sold for 15 cents. And you are very much correct. However, if you think that you're going to be the guy that makes a profit off of unboxing, you are delusional. I'm just going to say it. Making a profit off of unboxing is practically unheard of, unless you are a god with RNG. So, a less costly option to still get that sort of gambling fix that everyone seems to like. You know, I'll admit, I like the slot machines. I like to pull the big lever. I like it when it goes. I like. I'm a gambler. I got gambling syndrome. I am. Trust me, I'm a gambling guy. But this allows me to gamble and not feel nearly as bad about it. Because for one, I'm not spending as much money. And for two, and my next point, you're not really supporting Valve nearly as much. Now, I hate to suddenly change the topic or the feel of the video real quick, but it needs to be said. Valve does not care about this game like it used to. I mean, everyone knows that. I don't want to support Valve like I used to if they're not going to care about the game like they used to. If they're not going to put in as much effort, why should I spend $2.50 on a key and unbox when I could just spend 15 cents on crafting hats? 15 cents that goes to another player and not Valve. I personally feel way worse about unboxing things, getting nothing, getting not even close to what I want, and then knowing that all of that money just went to Valve, who doesn't really support the game like they used to, unfortunately. So those two things are mainly why I like it, but I think there's a couple of more arguments that need to be made. Mainly, I want to comment on the wide variety of loot that you can get through crafting hats. You can get hats from 2009 up until, I think, 2014. That's a lot of hats that you could potentially get. And it always feels interesting. It always feels like you can get something good out of crafting these hats. What are you gonna get? Don't really know. But as opposed to a case, which probably has a selection of 15 items, this is way more interesting, way more fun, and way less predictable than just trying to unbox cases. I don't know. Back when I used to unbox cases, I would never buy 20 of the same case. I would always buy maybe 5 of the same case, and then 5 of another, and then 5 of another, because I didn't want to get the same 3 items 10 different times over again. I wanted a bunch of new items that I could potentially use. And here, you'll get that. You'll get a bunch of different items that you could potentially use from different eras. All the way from one era for some of the first hats that were added back in the game in 2009, or you could get something from a themed update, like from the Uber update, or you might get a part of a set and go, ooh, I really like that. I want to see if I can get more parts of that set. Or you might even find a hat that you've never even seen before in your life. Because I can guarantee you, every single time I have crafted hats, I found a new one that I've never even seen. And I think that's really funny. That just goes to show you how much content is in this game. I can be playing for over 10 years and start crafting hats and find something I've never even seen before and find something that I didn't even know I wanted. And that is one of the best reasons as to why I love crafting these kinds of hats. Overall, crafting hats for me is one of my favorite TF2 pastimes. I don't have to scrounge up nearly as much money or feel bad about not getting what I want, and honestly, I think that usually I'm more satisfied with the loot that I get out of this than the loot that I get out of unboxing cases, because there's a wide variety of things that I want. You can get a main new hat if you want to spice things up. You can get loadout fillers if you need them. So I personally prefer this system over unboxing cases any day of the week. Of course, I can't just make a video about talking about how much I love crafting hats without showing you guys some footage of me crafting hats that was recorded recently. This is, I believe, 120 metal. No, 123. The extra 3 came from just metal I had lying around in my backpack. But this cost me about $6. I spent $6 and got all of these hats, and I had a really, really fun time doing it. Rediscovering old hats, discovering new hats, which you're going to see. There are some hats here that I had never seen before and never would have discovered if I didn't do this. And I've gotten some really good pulls here. There are a lot of hats that I no longer own, just like that one, the front runner. I was ecstatic to get that. But these are all of the hats that I managed to craft. There are a number of duplicates here, not just between each other, but also just of hats that I've already owned. Here are all of the duplicates, but what's great about the crafting system is you're never quite done, because once you have duplicates, you can then use those duplicates and just craft them into other hats and get a chance at basically like a re-roll. So that's what I did here, is I went through, found all the duplicates, and I decided to use them to try and craft some new hats, get extra opportunity at new hats like re-rolls, and it is great. I really enjoyed that. But here are all the new, 100% new hats that I got out of it. I didn't have any of these before I started, and I am really, really happy with some of these. I got some great hats, some that I given away before, and I've now got them again, and it's great, and some that I really missed, and then some that I didn't even know existed, and then some that are like loadout fillers. There was a lot here. Of course, I'm going to show all of these right quick. This is like the heavy, and this is the engineer, a little bit of a brainiac Texan sort of loadout I put together. Some classes I didn't get nearly as much. I didn't get really as much for the medic or the spy, but mainly what I wanted was scout hats out of this, and I got quite a few scout hats, including that front runner, which I might just wear constantly now that I have it again. Speak of the devil, here it is right here in game. This might just be my new scout loadout. I personally really, really like the front runner cosmetic. Here is the hat that I did not even know existed. I don't even know its name right now. I'm kind of torn on if I like it or not. Maybe I might use it for Demo Man, but I was pretty interested by that. And here is the engineer hat that I got, the hot rod that I've sort of reconnected with. I used to wear this outfit or this loadout a lot back in 2014. And that is really nice that I got to get that again. But with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there.